research estimates that 1/3 of Americans grow up without ever being taught healthy eating habits. Even those who report they understand the basics of nutrition struggle with foundational aspects of diet, like understanding labels and tracking nutrients such as carbs and fiber. Hunter Stoller says he never considered what was healthy growing up. His diet was simply whatever was available.
And I would have cereal at 2 in the morning because I just wouldn't sleep. And it would be 3 servings of these sugary cereals that are bombs of sugar. And I wouldn't even think anything of it. And I didn't know anything about labels. I didn't know what ingredients I should be looking for and avoiding. And I was 50 pounds overweight until my sophomore year of college, which was 5 or 6 years ago. And that's when I really had my turning point and my completely 180 relationship with food. I went from not caring about food, always feeling sluggish, thinking that my acne was just, a result of me living and not that anything I was doing was a consequence of it.
Many people first think of how weight gain will affect their aesthetics, but as Stoller mentioned, how you look isn't anywhere near the biggest worry when putting on weight. Dr. Christopher Good is a spine surgeon and CEO of the Virginia Spine Institute. He says that extra fat, specifically around the midsection of the body, increases the stress on your spine, bones, and joints, while also pulling your body's center of gravity forward.
As we lean forward with the extra weight, that does a number of particularly bad things. Your muscles function best when you're aligned properly, meaning when you sit or stand, your ears should be right above your ankles. And when you have extra gravity pulling the weight forward, that puts more stress on the muscles in your back. They're essentially working overtime to hold you upright. And those muscles, they fatigue, they have a lot of trouble. The discs are the cushions in your spine. And when you carry extra weight around, it compresses those discs and the joints of your spine, which not only can increase pain from the pressure, but the more weight you carry around over time, the faster those things may wear out. And so, a small difference over a long period of time can have a huge impact.
This compression also impacts other joints like our hips and knees, which can cause major disabilities. And though many people may think this effect mainly happens with major changes in weight, Good says that even a small amount of weight gain can increase the stress on the body.
There's kind of this general rule of thumb out there that they say 1 pound of body weight is like 4 pounds of stress on your spine. Some people say 5. I think I like that as a kind of a general rule of thumb. The point is, it's not a one-to-one relationship. And why that's important is even a relatively small weight gain or loss can make a pretty big difference for you. And that's nice because it can be a little daunting to think, well, I need to lose 50 pounds. That's scary. But if you think, well, losing 10 pounds will take 40 pounds of pressure off my back, I can make a difference with a relatively achievable goal.
So while the bad news is that a few extra pounds can have a detrimental effect on our body, losing that same small amount of weight can put us right back on the healthy track. Still, it can be hard to notice an extra 5 pounds, especially around the holidays. And it's not that a few pounds will ruin your health, but Good says it's the compounding effects of continually gaining a few extra pounds every year that will ultimately cause problems.
10 pounds of weight is not necessarily a horrible problem for someone, but I tend to tell, especially a lot of the men I see, guys tend to gain 10 pounds every 10 years, right? So somebody who is ultra fit in their 20s, if you think about that, could be extremely disabled in their 60s and 70s. And we have to work harder and harder with each passing decade to try and counteract that, especially if we want to, feel good as we age, which we all do want that, but it's a lot of hard work.
Certain factors like muscle loss, hormonal changes, and a slowing metabolism all make weight loss harder as we age, which is why Stoller's thankful he got his health on track during college. After trying and failing to lose weight by following all of the fad diets, Stoller says Weight Watchers, a weight management program, helped him create lasting change. The program taught him the foundational parts of a healthy diet he'd been missing.
And that taught me how to build a balanced plate. And it really motivated me because it taught me that food is fuel and you don't need to restrict any food. You just need to be aware of how much you're having of certain foods. And it fully changed my relationship with alcohol, the gym. I used to hate going to the gym. And now here I am. I'm working out pretty much every day and people tell me it's too much, but it's what I feel the best doing. And it really is a complete 180 in my entire life.
Stoller began growing an online following in college and in his senior year. He decided to become a certified health coach so that he could provide accurate information to his followers. After now helping hundreds of people with their health journeys, Stoller says one of the main mistakes people make is diving straight into the deep end.
People skip the basics. They love majoring in the minors. And what I will say is there's a few foundational steps and a framework when you want to get healthy, whether you're starting from step 0 or step 50. And those are prioritize your sleep. I wear an Oura ring and I love it. I try to get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. It's so important for your body to recover.
As well as focusing on a high-quality diet made up of protein and fiber. But both Stoller and Good mention that losing weight isn't the only goal. Building muscle is an important part of this equation so that we're not becoming frail as we age.
Muscles support our body. Muscles burn more calories than fat. And so losing weight and going after cardio for that purpose is great, but we have to have some muscle building exercises in there so that we don't get weak and frail. If you're super duper thin with no muscle mass and you get weak bones and weak muscles, that might have as much downside for some people as actually being really overweight and getting all the joint problems that comes from that.
Lifting weights is often touted as the best way to build muscle and increase strength. And while that's true, it's not the only option. If that sounds intimidating or boring, there are so many other options that can help get you back on a healthy path.
You want to find the workouts that work best for you. And I used to be someone who only goes to the gym and strength trains. And now I've fallen in love with these high intensity boot camp classes. And we'll see how long that lasts. And then who knows what the next wave will be.
No matter what you choose, Good says it's important that the exercises are building up the muscles that protect our spine, which includes the glutes and core.
And I'm not talking about having a six-pack. I'm talking about the deeper muscles, but doing exercises like planks, Pilates, things that strengthen our midsection go a long way to supporting our whole body, but also to slowing down kind of the rate of degeneration. Because if the muscles are strong, as you use your body, it transmits less bad force into the bones and joints of the spine and the discs and things.
So exercise, along with a nutritious diet and plenty of sleep, is the recipe that will keep you feeling young as you age. Stoller says it can be really helpful to find inspiration and motivation through other people on similar journeys, but stresses that no two people will have the same trajectory.
There's no one size fits all when it comes to nutrition and health as a whole. Different workouts will work for different people. Different types of diets will work for different people. Some people thrive off of vegan diets. Some people thrive off of mostly meat diets. And it's all about finding what works best for you and not just seeing what someone's doing online, seeing the way that they're eating. You like the way that they look or how they say they feel, and you think you have to duplicate exactly what they're doing. And bioindividuality, the idea that everyone's preferences and everyone's needs are different, is really important. And when I work with clients, I've helped over 300 men and women lose weight, feel healthier, and just develop a healthier relationship with food. I've taught many different ways of eating because there is no one size fits all.
You can find more information about Dr. Christopher Good, Hunter Stoller, and all of our guests on our website, ingoodhealthpodcast.org. For more behind the scenes, follow In Good Health Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Our writer-producer is Kristen Farrah. Our production manager is Jason Dickey. I'm Greg Johnson.